Hey Bayek, it's me Ian. And in today's video, I'm looking at this. This is Shutter Island from 2010. Now this is a really good film. It's full of atmosphere. I suppose you can describe it as a mystery, drama, psychology, um, horror. It's got it all. All the ingredients are all in here, and it makes a great film. Now, Rotten Tomatoes give it 69%. And for some reason, some of the critics are quite hostile. I think for various reasons to do with narrative, they think there's a weirdness to it. But these are all the strengths of the film, not negatives at all. Now it's 139 minutes long, and it doesn't feel long at all. It just goes by to the brilliant ending, which it might be controversial. It depends how you look at it. The ending is really good. The screenplay is by Laeta Kalogardis. Notable for actually doing the script for Terminator Genesis 2015, which is a wonderful Arnie film. And it's based on the novel Shutter Island by Dennis Lehane. Now, it's directed by, well, who can say, perhaps considered them one of the great living directors with Spielberg, I would say, and that is Martin Scorsese. What a wonderful films he has directed. Here's just a few. Again, I'm not going into all of them. We've got Mean Streets, 1973. We've got Taxi Driver, 1976. The Last Temptation of Christ, very controversial, 1988. Goodfellas, of course, 1990. Cape Fear, 1991. Casino, of course. Casino, what a film, 1995, that one. The Wolf of Wall Street, yes, we've looked at that one before. 2013, what a film. What can you say about The Wolf of Wall Street? It's an amazing film. And of course, as Leonardo DiCaprio in that one. Also, of course, The Irishman, 2019, which I reviewed on this channel. I absolutely love The Irishman. What a brilliant gangster film. And of course, Killers of the Flower Moon, 2023. That is very well thought of as well. These are just a few of his films. Absolutely wonderful director. Now, there's no original score in this film, but somebody who Scorsese has worked with, Robbie Robertson, he creates his own, I suppose, ensemble of tracks that he puts together. And what is great, there's a great variation in that, and the music is wonderful that he's chosen. It's one, I particularly like the Marla. Wow, it's just wonderful. Um, let's go through the cast. We've got Leonardo DiCaprio, who plays Teddy Daniels. What a brilliant actor he is, really. His career, you feel he's going to carry on, and he's going to become one of the truly all-time great actors. Films that he's done, my early career, Romeo and Juliet, 1996, Titanic, 1997, The Man in the Iron Mask, 1998, of course, Gangs of New York, 2002. Inception, what a film Inception is, 2010. The Wolf of Wall Street, of course, 2013. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Tarantino, 2019. And Killer of the Flower Moon, 2023. Then we've got Mark Ruffalo, who plays Chuck. He was in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That's 2004 and considered very highly now. That film seems to be growing and growing, and people talking about that film. Then Collateral, 2004. Zodiac, 2007. Then the sort of Marvel films, The Avengers, 2012, because he plays the Incredible Hulk. Avengers Infinity War, 2018. And Avengers Endgame, 2019. Then we've got Ben Kingsley, who plays Dr. John Corley. Again, some great films. Gandhi, of course, that really put him on the map. 1982, and Schindler's List, 1993. What a film! Species, 1995, which has got quite a cult following. A1 Artificial Intelligence, 2001. I've put Thunderbirds here, which is considered a very sort of bit of a failure, but I think he's good as the villain in that, 2004, and Hugo, 2011, and Iron Man 3, 2013, and The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, 2023. Then we've got Max von Sydow, who plays Dr. Naring. Well, he's a classic actor. Really is. His first, one of his early films that he became well known for was The Seventh Seal, 1957. He was in The Greatest Story Ever Told, 1965. He was in The Voyage of the Damned, 1976. He was in Escape to Victory, 1981. And, of course, here we go. He was in Dune, of course, 1984. Lynch's brilliant film, which I absolutely love. And he was in Ghostbusters 2, 1981. Minority Report, 2002. Some great films there, absolutely. And then we've got Michelle Williams, who plays Dolores Daniels, who's Teddy's wife. She was in Halloween H2O, 1998. Manchester by the Sea, 2016. The Greatest Showman, 2017. Venom, 2018. Venom, Let There Be Carnage, 2021. Some interesting films there. And then we've got Emily Mortimer, who plays Emily 1. She was in Notting Hill, 1999. Scream 3, 2000. The Sixth State, 2001. Hugo, 2011. Then we've got Patricia Clarkson, who plays Rachel 2. She was in The Untouchables, 1987. She was in Jumanji. Oh, yeah, Jumanji, 1995. Main Street, 2010. Maze Runner, 2014. Then there's a series of these Maze Runner films. Maze Runner, The Scorch Trials, 2015. And Maze Runner, The Death Cure, I think that is. Death Cure, 2018. Wow. Yes. And also, I think it's also, this is quite an interesting film. She's in She Said, 2022, which is kind of about the Harvey Weinstein, all that stuff, business. It's quite a good film, that one. So that, and also I think the locations are really good in this film. a lot were around Massachusetts, and we've got Whittingham Mills Complex. Um, we've got Borderland State Park that pops up quite a few places there. Then we've got Paddocks Island and East Point, which is in Nahanje, Massachusetts. Um, and then we've got Wilson Mountain, which is in Dedham, Massachusetts. I have to say that it looks absolutely visually stunning. And these shots of the island, and when we see the Shutter Island, and the locations are fantastic, absolutely fantastic. What can I say? It does such a great job, absolutely. Um, just a brilliant job. So, what is this film about? Well, it starts where we see two US Marshals have been called into Shutter Island because one of the residents or prisoners, whatever you want to call them, because it's like a psychiatric place, high security, has gone missing. Yes, they've gone missing, and they're called in to find out what's exactly going on. And it's quite difficult to get to this island, and we're aware of that straight away. And as the film progresses, you realise that things are not quite as straightforward as they look, and you start to get clues here and there. And this is what is the genius of this film. As the story develops, you begin to see other things and then other elements. The narrative is not straightforward, and that's what I love about it. Some people might call it weird in places, but it's not. It beautifully is together, and as the story unravels, we get to know that everything is not what it seems. That is very clear, and we get right to the brilliant climax. And there's clues all through the film of the various things that are going on. Uh, it's just absolutely brilliant. I'm just astounded by it. I can't help but love this film because it's not straightforward. I mean, it's set in 1954, and what it is doing is really looking at the two methods that were in place at that time. Well, the old method in terms of psychiatry, do you do lobotomies and that kind of surgical intervention? Or do you use other methods? Not just drugs to do that. Do you do a lot of analysis? And is it that this is the thing? There's that kind of tension going on about how you treat patients, and this is wonderful. The way it's put forward, because you can get very much. The one thing you get about this film is the period 1954. It comes across so well. You see the period piece, and then we get this sort of dark film noir feel to it. Um, and then we get the gothic horror. I mean, that's a real treat to have the gothic horror kind of in there. It's brilliantly done. There's almost like psychedelic bits as well in this. It's in sort of the dream sequences, but we get to the real truth, and it's quite shocking, you know. But the clues are there all along. But it's the sort of film that once I've seen it, if I watch it again, I'll say, "Oh yes," and you'll see even more. Wonderful film. I really enjoyed it. Absolutely, it's just worked so well. The acting, the cast. You've got to say that Leonardo DiCaprio just really, somewhat, you can see that he's thought so much about this role and looked at the script. And in the documentaries that we get, they interview him as well. We see him being interviewed about this role, and Scorsese, the writers, and the other actors all the actors you felt really got into this, and it comes across that it's that you feel they're not just acting; they're really doing their wonderful best, really, of producing these characters that you see before you. The characters, they've gone into the characters. You don't feel it's acting by numbers or what have you. They're really into the characters. And of course, with the narrative not being straightforward and what we're seeing, it's great. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Again, I say some people don't like this kind of thing. They want everything on a plate straight away. They don't like what they consider weird, but it's not weird. It's good. It's brilliant. Absolutely love it because it does actually make sense. The weirdness, I know people like that, and I say the ending. I'm not going to give the ending away, but it's a very powerful ending because it as you as the viewer watching this, you're thinking, yes, this is the whole point, the whole dilemma about this, and it's that devastating. So I would highly recommend this. This is one of Scorsese's best films, I have no doubt, and that is, you've seen the catalogue of films that he's got, and this is up there with him because I think it's something that he was really interested in. You can tell that it's a subject that he really found engaging and totally was into it. And it's shown on the screen. His direction is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Highly recommended. So, before I go, here is the Blu-ray. There's the back. I say there's a couple of really good documentaries. Absolutely. The disc is pretty plain. There's nothing else, but there we are. Highly recommended, really. And that's it. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and we'll let you know when I put out videos. If you're looking in playlists, you can see all the films and TV shows I've reviewed, also a bit of music I do. Now, if you like this video, please give this video a like. Gets it out onto YouTube and hopefully other people might enjoy it. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I always love to read your comments and I always reply to them. And that's it. Yes. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.